Am I wrong for embarrassing my husband's coworker for embarrassing me and my husband? A few months ago, after many years of trying to conceive, my husband, 32 male, and I, 33 female, had a gorgeous, healthy baby boy. My husband and I are black, which is pertinent to the story. We were over the moon, and family, friends, and coworkers had also been excited for us. Right after I delivered, my husband emailed a birth announcement with a photo of our son to everyone in his office. Fast forward a couple of weeks, my husband came home fuming after his first day back at work. One of his coworkers informed him that another guy in the office, a new young employee my husband barely knew, had been telling everyone willing to listen that my husband couldn't be our son's father because the baby is too light to be his, and its hair is too long and straight. That's a white man's baby or an Asian man's baby. Oh, that's not. This guy proceeded to tell everyone what a sucker my husband was, and that his excitement over finally becoming a dad was blinding him to the reality that he had been cheated on and his wife impregnated by another man. Side note for anyone who's still unaware in 2025, black babies in general are fairly pale as new, but yeah, they are. I mean, I had many siblings, and some of my siblings were really pale when they were born. Some of my siblings had very straight hair. Some of my siblings were, as soon as they were born really dark, and they had kinky. Like, black genes is very different to other people. I don't understand why this person is in this family's business. What the hell? Black babies in general are fairly pale as newborns, and their skin will darken over the first few weeks. Hair changes to a curlier pattern are usually gradual as well. Our son was no exception and is now my hub's mini-me. My husband said he immediately confronted and questioned the guy, who completely denied saying anything inappropriate and claimed he only said as a joke that the baby was too cute to be my husband's. But others in the office confirmed the first co-worker's account. Not only that, the guy had tried to parlay his superior perception skills into some weird form of workplace clout. Fortunately, the guy got moved to a different shift the same week, so my husband didn't have to see him again. That is, until a company event this past weekend. Families were invited, and we took our son. And who should come and insert himself into our group as we were chatting with the boss, but Brown Noser McMouth. I've never heard anybody call anybody that. He interrupted our conversation and introduced himself to the boss, shaking his hand. When I realized who he was, my anger came flooding back, and I said, I don't believe we've met, but aren't you the guy who went around telling everyone in the office I must have cheated on my husband with a white or Asian man and this couldn't be his son? The guy went red and silent. Boss said to him, see me in my office first thing Monday, and walked away. I think someone's fired. My husband said I went too far because it was already over and done with. I said it wasn't done for me until I had my say, and I was the one being defamed, not him. Am I the a-hole? I mean, technically, she's right. She was the one who was being defamed, whose honor and, reputation was trying to get ruined because she's the one who was being accused of cheating. I mean, yeah, it must have hurt the husband's feelings for someone to say, yeah, your son is not your son and your wife cheated on you. But imagine somebody, you just mind your own business, you just gave birth, you're happy after years of not being able to conceive, you finally have your baby that you wanted, and a random man you don't even know is running around your husband's office talking about, oh yeah, this baby's too light-skinned. It must be a white man's baby, and that, lady must have cheated. That's so disrespectful and weird. Another day of people not minding their own business. Top comment, not the a-hole. You were slandered in a way that could have negatively impacted your marriage, and you had no recourse aside from a lawsuit to publicly defend yourself against the public the accusation made against you. An opportunity presented itself, and this man continued to, pompousness? Is that even a word, you guys? You took it. You made it clear with your baby now looking just like your husband that one, he was obviously wrong, and two, that you were hurt by the accusation. Behavior have consequences. They really do. Like, people act like they can just do any and everything and just get away with it just because, I hope he got fired. Update. The response to my post was overwhelming yesterday, and I was only able to read a few replies, enough to summarize that I was not the a-hole in the scenario. A big thanks to all who took the time to weigh in. As for the fallout, Brown Noser McMouth didn't get fired yesterday. They didn't have to fire him because he didn't show up for work. At some point Saturday afternoon and Monday morning, he cleared out his cubicle and left his badge and company phone on the desk. I'm trying to not feel guilty by telling myself he learned a valuable life lesson and will probably be a new improved version of himself wherever he lands. So, yeah, let's just mind our own business and keep our thoughts and opinions to ourselves. Like, imagine like, in the replies, she said that the coworker was like 24, 25. But imagine being like 40-year-old man who has like a wife, 3 kids, a dog, and a mortgage, and you're running around town in your work office. Instead of doing your work, you're accusing people of God knows what, and then you get fired, and now you're out of a job, and you have no longer have income to care of your family, all because you couldn't just keep your mouth shut. Sometimes curiosity does kill the cat. Just mind your own business, please. It's not that hard. Am I wrong for not covering a coworker's shift when she had babysitter issues? I work 12-hour shifts, mostly nights, but on Saturdays I work day shifts. My boyfriend Ubers to a park near my job, and I drive there after work so he can take over driving since we live 25 miles away, and I'm extra tired from the schedule change. At 5:20 p.m., my coworker texted me asking if I could cover her shift because her babysitter was having issues. I was busy with my patient and didn't see it until 5:47 p.m. I responded, I don't think I can. I have stuff to do tomorrow that I can't cancel. I had Disneyland tickets for my little sister. When she didn't reply, I followed with, can you let me know if you're coming in or being covered, please? I have someone picking me up today and don't know if I'll have to cancel with them too. She replied that she was on her way, so I said, okay, thank you, drive safe, and that was the end of it. I finish my shift, head to the park where my boyfriend is, and suddenly I get hit with this message. Just an FYI, count me out on never covering a shift for you, especially when you lie about getting picked up today when you clearly had your car. I don't appreciate liars. I had an emergency with my kids and their babysitter, yet I still managed to come to work. If you want to show this text to a boss or a manager, please feel free to. We can also have a conversation with them in person if you feel attacked. I'm not coming at you maliciously. At the end of the day, we are coworkers and we have to be on the same page for the patient. There will be no ill will or intention on my end, but just as you are not available for coverage, I will no longer be available when you need it. I was upset because we've never had issues in the past, however, I try to be mature. I replied, excuse me, I'm not lying, not that I have to explain myself to you, but on Saturdays, my boyfriend Ubers down to pick me up so I don't have to drive home exhausted. I'm not sure where the hostility is coming from. She kept calling me a liar because she saw my car. But here's the thing, this coworker has been late to shift so many times. I waited up to 4 hours for her to show up because she had things going on with her kids. I've covered her shift, swapped shifts, and the only time I've called off in 3 years were during the LA fires when I wasn't sure when if I'd have to evacuate. And once when I had food poisoning, and even then I gave her 12 hours notice. So what would you do in this situation? How should I handle it? Do you think I was in the wrong at all? I personally don't think so, but I'm open to hearing different perspectives. Let me know your thoughts. If you're doing all this for this person and then the one time that you can't do something for them, and the thing is, it's not like OP said, oh, I'm just going to leave. She waited for her. So what exactly is the other person going on about? I personally would just ignore her. One thing I hate more than annoying bosses and managers is annoying coworkers who literally act like this job is a competition or this job is their life or this job is like the best thing. No, I hate that. I do not like that. I would just ignore her. And since she's the one who's always so needy, I would just ignore her. And the next time she's talking about, oh, can you? I say no. Remember that hot message you sent me a while back, acting like I did something to you when you know damn well I was there for you? No, I just ignore her. Because people like this are so damn rude and annoying. Top comment, don't cover for her in the future. She has clearly stated she is not your friend. It might be a good idea to show the text to your manager, depending on your manager. You are nicer than you needed to be already. She's acting appropriately aggressively to a coworker. She's not your boss and can't punish you for not covering for her. And then OP replied, the screenshots have already been sent to him, but I won't hear anything until Wednesday. And then somebody else said, not the a-hole, but keep it short when responding to stuff like that. Just a simple sorry, I can't today is all you need. Extra details exactly why she feels she could attack you even more. I think she might have regardless, but definitely add fuel to the fire. Then OP replied, "You're completely right. I shouldn't give extra details. However, I feel pretty bad because I can only imagine the stress of having kids and not having the childcare situation figured out. But I don't feel bad anymore after her response, though, lol." I mean, yeah, like, what does her childcare have anything to do with OP? At the end of the day, this is your coworker. Some people are rude. I don't know.